6 months ago, I met this Callie team that's about to come on over a Google Hangout. And in full disclosure, I thought they were nuts. I remember calling Jeff after the Hangout saying, Jeff, they are really smoking something. They want to develop a software that competes with Epic, Cerner, and Hill-Rom, some of the biggest power players in healthcare. But as I looked closer and really started to understand what they were really doing, Callie Solutions is an informatics tool. It's a powerful tool that can enable an inpatient bedside unit to manage their workflow, to see what see what patients' needs are, and it really has, in my opinion, the potential to transform the way we deliver bedside care. Additionally, the insights and the informatics for administrative purposes is something that we currently do not have now. We don't have that level of detail in real time, what's going on, what types of demands people are having, et cetera. So I believe these guys have worked really hard through this accelerator. They have something that I think is very unique. Their back-end product is really good, and they are an exceptional development powerhouse team. So without further ado, Callie Solutions.
Thank you, G. And I promise we weren't smoking anything. First off, I want to thank all the HubX mentors who have been with us for the last 3 months. We really appreciate your time and expertise that you guys have given to us. My name is Gregory Hargis with Callie Solutions. In 2012, I was diagnosed with leukemia. I spent the better part of 1.5 years in the hospital. I went through 13 rounds of chemotherapy, a bone marrow transplant, and I was even on life support at one point. But despite all that, what frustrated me most was the fact that I only had a single red button to call for help. And I asked myself, in a world with such advanced technology, why is there not a better system? And rather than just laying in my hospital bed, I decided to design a system that I would want to use as a patient. And the idea for Callie was born. Callie is a hospital communication platform designed to help patients and caregivers communicate better. And we do it in such a way as to collect an enormous amount of data to help the hospital make more informed decisions. And I'd like to share with you a little bit about how users interact with Callie. Patients are given a personalized touchscreen user interface, and they have a series of request options that are specific to them. And those requests go directly to the caregiver or caregivers responsible for that particular patient and that particular request. And Callie is designed to be simple and easy to use by everyone, from little kids to their great-grandparents. The Callie care team is for more than just nurses. It includes all the staff that works with the patient. It provides quick but very detailed information between each other and also with the patient. The Callie web portal provides a 20,000-foot overview of everything that's going on in the unit and across units. And it provides real-time alerts and monitoring for the staff. And the Callie supervisor is the backbone of Callie. It is the communication hub that ties everything together. Callie improves the patient experience. It gives tools to the caregivers to better manage their time and their workflow. It provides real-time alerts and monitoring and drives process improvement. The bottom line, Callie equips hospitals with the tools to track, measure, and improve the inpatient care process. Now, since it's demo day, I'd like to walk you through a quick example of how Callie works. And we'll use myself as an example. First, when I'm admitted to the hospital, Callie knows all this information about me. It knows who I am and why I'm in the hospital. So based on this information, it populates and personalizes my user interface. And I'm starting to feel nauseous, and since Callie knows I'm going through chemo, it has provided me with a nausea button. So I press the button to notify my care team, and a confirmation appears confirming my request. Callie's supervisor receives the message and based on my profile, decides which care team members it should go to. In this case, it's going to go to both Julie and Cindy. Now, Julie decides this is something that she needs to take care of, and responds back to me that she'll be there in a few minutes. Julie's task list is now updated with my request, and Cindy is now notified that Julie is taking care of it. The message is then sent back to the server, letting me know that Julie will be there in a few minutes. Now, this was an extremely simple example, just to give you a taste of how Callie works. A little introduction about who we are. I call myself a professional patient, and in addition to being a professional patient, my background is in visual communications, and helps us create a user experience that users love to use, because that's how we get the data to drive process improvement. Don Mattis and John Kamenetz both have an extensive development background working in Fortune 500 companies. And I don't think there's two other people in the world more qualified to develop Callie than these guys.
Thank you. So as we talk about this, what we want to do is, we've told you a lot about Callie. We want to give you a little bit of background on the competition and what the market is like that we're going into. We've grouped our competitors into 3 buckets. The first bucket is our direct competitors. These are people who are bringing out new devices to try and enter this patient market in the hospitals today. However, the competitors that we have in this space have been focused on language translation and missed what we think is the most important part around business process management, helping things flow, and engaging patients and nurses. The middle group is indirect competitors, and they're the folks that build the button that you use in the hospital today, the intercom systems that are there. These systems are there, and we believe that as Callie, we can integrate with those systems to maintain the value of those ongoing, but add greater value to the hospital and patients. Thirdly, we have perceived competitors, and these are people who are delivering something to the bedside on a tablet, but they're not about communication or workflow. They're just about delivering information to the patient. And that's useful, but it's only a part of the puzzle and doesn't go nearly as far as Callie in providing benefit. We're coming into a market that's growing. Based on this research from early 2016, we know that the market is growing 13% year on year through 2022. This is a great good news for us at Callie Solutions, because we're in a market that's growing, and not only growing in size, but growing in the use of wireless devices. So as we go into this market, we plan to target hospitals that are on the smaller side, not as big as Baptist downtown, but hospitals where we can get in and access them and have a lower threshold to get into play. Also, specialty hospitals like a children's hospital. If you stop at our booth, you'll see the sort of children's example, which is all animated specially for kids in a hospital. And we would like to look at specialty units inside of a hospital where we can be particularly valuable. Our model is based on a subscription model in general. We've worked through with some consultants and looking at comparable prices, and we believe that with this model, even with a modest number of hospitals, we can begin to generate a couple $1 million in revenue in our first full year of sales, growing to over $12 million in our third year of sales. Where are we right now? We're looking for hospitals that want to work with us and would be interested in doing a pilot. If you know one of those, please let us know. We would love to work with a couple of hospitals that are committed to doing this kind of a pilot and gaining information. We're also trying to raise the seed funding necessary for us to complete development. Just as a closing note, you can read this quote. I think I saw Dr. Sauer here in the audience earlier today. This is a quote that he gave us a couple days ago, and we just think it makes a great summary of how important Callie is. So we're excited about making Callie. We're excited about changing the lives of patients and hospitals and nurses. Thank you.